Hey everyone, it's Lainey. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. I wanted to do a quick intro to this video because this is a new series that I'm starting called Creative Crafts with the Cricut Joy Xtra. I know many of us don't need the beginner-friendly crafts anymore, but I do know that people are buying Cricut machines every day and starting out from scratch. So I wanted to start this series off super beginner friendly and then branch on from there and really explore what this new machine can do. So for this craft, super simple, but going to create a decal in Design Space and then learn how to apply vinyl to a blank. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're ready to learn something new, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content within the series. Thank you for watching, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you want to do before you cut your vinyl out is measure your blank. I have a measuring tape here, and I know that I want my vinyl decal to be centered within this plastic container. And I want to focus on the lower portion of the container right here. So taking my measuring tape, so now I know that my decal needs to be within 6 inches wide, or no more than 6 inches wide, and no more than 2.5 inches in height. So now that we have these rough measurements, we can go in Design Space and choose our font style and size our design accordingly. So this is Cricut Design Space, and this is the canvas. Here you can see chords typed out, and the font is Family, and I'll link that down below for you in the description box. I really like this script font. I use it often. And you can also see the measurement here. It is measured 5.34 by 2.1 inches. And like I stated before, when I was measuring the blank, I wanted to make sure that the text was no greater than 6 by 2.5. So this is going to fit perfectly on our blank, so we can go ahead and continue. The operation type is basic cut because we're using vinyl today, and we're also using the Joy Xtra, and that is selected as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click Make It, and I'm going to be applying the adhesive vinyl on a mat. So I'm going to select On Mat and confirm this decision as well. And this is just an example of the mat and the text. So we will make sure to place the vinyl within this margin here. And this is all measured by inches. And once you see the mat, you'll understand a little bit more, but this is just showing you where it needs to be laid to be cut correctly. So go ahead and click Continue here. And now my Cricut Joy Xtra machine is going to connect via Bluetooth. You have to operate the Cricut Joy machine through the computer, so it has to be connected through Bluetooth. So I am using Teckwrap vinyl today, and the setting that I have found, or the material that I have found that works really well with that brand of vinyl, is Premium Vinyl Permanent Glossy, and I have it bookmarked. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Here you can alter the pressure. You can go more, default, or less. Default is fine for Teckwrap because most of Teckwrap vinyl is a lot thinner. And now the step 2 says load tools and materials. So we need to make sure that our fine point blade is in the clamp, and we also need to load our mat into the machine. So let's go ahead and go to the overhead camera and prep our mat for the cutting process. All right, so here I have the Cricut Joy Xtra mat compatible with the new Joy Xtra machine. It is green, which means it is a standard grip, which is the correct mat to use for regular adhesive vinyl. So first thing is I'm going to go ahead and remove the protective film here, placing that to the side. And I already have the vinyl cut out, and like the computer showed you, we need to place the vinyl in the top right corner, or top left corner rather, and get that pressed down. And now I need to go ahead and load my machine. So off camera, I'm going to be on my computer operating the machine. So it is ready for us to load our mat. So let's go ahead and do so. And the first thing that it's going to do is measure the mat, making sure that it is appropriate for this type of cut. And now the computer screen is prompting me to press go to allow the cutting to begin. So now that it is done cutting on my computer, I will click unload. And we are done with the machine, so I'm going to go ahead and close it. And now you can do this two ways. Some people like to weed, which is removing the excess vinyl that you're not going to be using, on the mat. They like to work on the mat. I personally don't, because I don't like to have any part of my body or clothing touch the mat, because it's going to lose its stickiness and have lint and debris stick on the mat. So what I recommend is to turn your mat over, bending your mat back, and this is a clean glass surface, bending your mat back to peel back the vinyl, because I don't want to curl the vinyl. I want to bend the mat, not the material. Bring in that protective film. Going to place it right back on our mat to keep it preserved so we can use it time and time again. All right, so now for the weeding process. I cut the vinyl down to size, so there's not going to be too much extra here. So let's go ahead and bring in our weeding tool. I'm just going to start at the very corner and poke a hole through the vinyl there, and then use my hand to peel back this excess vinyl. Some areas may get caught. Just work slow. It's just depending on what you are weeding out. So it's stuck right here in the curvature of that S. So I just used my weeding tool to help remove that piece right there. And now I have just a little weeding to do within the letters. So just going through and removing those excess pieces. And I think there's one more, yes, within the D. Oh. And there you have it. How pretty is this vinyl? I will definitely link it down below for you. So this is excess. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it away. And now I need to bring in my transfer tape. So here I have a piece of transfer tape. This is also Teckwrap. It works great with Teckwrap vinyl. And I'm just going to cut it down to size to save the materials, and also I just don't want extra stickiness sticking to my mat and interfering with placement. So once more, going to bring in my weeding tool and do the exact same thing. Start at that corner and using your weeding tool to help pick up that material and removing the transfer tape from the backer. And what I like to do with my transfer tape is kind of bend it, place it down in the middle of the design, and then lay down the rest. You just want to make sure that the transfer tape is covering the entire vinyl piece. All right, so now bringing in a scraper, I like to scrape down both sides, the front and the back, which is also called burnishing. And I'm just applying pressure here so that vinyl can stick to the transfer tape and be able to be removed from its backer. So let's go ahead and turn this over and apply a little more pressure to the back side. All right, and now removing the backer that holds the vinyl. And now you can see that the vinyl is adhered to the transfer tape. Okay, so now this is trash. The backer to the vinyl and the backer to the transfer tape are both trash. Unless you want to salvage your transfer tape after you use it, you can put it back on the backer. So what I'm going to do is just move this aside for a moment and bring in our blank once more. And we need to prep the surface. So I like to use a pump bottle. This is just a pump bottle that I found from Amazon in a 3-pack, and I added some vinyl to it. It says may contain alcohol. I prefer the pump over the spray, so I don't spray alcohol everywhere. I can make sure that it is only going where I want it to go. So I'm going to use a paper towel and one pump there, and I'm going to wipe down the surface. And the reason you do this is just to clean the surface. This is going to remove any dust or debris, oils from your fingers. And you want to remove this so the vinyl can get stuck down and then stay down for a long time. And you always want to clean the surface, whether it is permanent vinyl you're working with or removable vinyl. It is still an adhesive, and you want to make sure that it is going to get stuck down. So it is clean. And now, because this is a smaller blank we're working with, I'm not going to measure anything. I'm going to eyeball it, but you can most definitely bring out a measuring tape and mark it up with masking tape. Whatever you feel comfortable with, you make sure you do for you. So just visually centering the text there. Okay, and it is stuck down. You can use your hand to kind of press it down. I'm going to bring in the scraper again and just go right on top of that transfer tape. So now the vinyl can get stuck to the blank and we can remove the transfer tape and the vinyl will stay down. Alrighty. So starting at a corner, any corner that you would like, and just very slowly peeling back the transfer tape. It is very sticky, so it helps you move slow, but you can see everything is stuck down. If something was lifting, all you would do is lay the transfer tape back down, do a little more scraping, and then start over by peeling it back. All right, so now that it is labeled, I can salvage this transfer tape because this was just a clean plastic surface. So I'm going to bring back in the backer to the transfer tape and do my best to lay this down because it's still got quite a bit of stick to it. And I'll just place this with my scraps and use it for another project. If you were working with wood surfaces, whether it's painted or natural wood, it does transfer a lot of debris on the transfer tape. So usually you like to toss those pieces, but because this is just a clean plastic surface, this is ready for another project. All right, everyone, and that is it. Super simple, creating a decal and transferring it on a blank. I hope you found this helpful and super user-friendly. Please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on future creative crafts with the Cricut Joy Xtra. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.